Well, all week, Denver's hosted leaders from across the Western Hemisphere. The Summit of the Americas wraps up today. More than 3,000 people showed up to Denver, including hundreds of mayors from all over the world. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken spoke at the event today. Jasmine Arenas joins us live. And Jasmine, the opioid crisis was the big focus today.
U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken says he chose the city of Denver as a city to visit because he believes that the city of Denver is an example to follow. He says this is an incredible example to share with others about what the U.S. is doing to combat the opioid crisis.
Last year in the United States, we seized enough fentanyl to kill every single American, and that's the fentanyl we seized.
U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken visited the crime lab to see for himself just how the facility detects fentanyl and other synthetic opioids.
This is a problem that requires us to work at a local level, at a national level, and at an international level.
Denver crime lab chemists testing M30 tablets say for 2 years now they've been detecting xylazine, a drug used for sedation and anesthesia in animals such as horses. And Trank does not respond to naloxone, which is the opioid reversal drug that has avoided many deaths from fentanyl.
The criminal enterprises that are engaged in producing and distributing synthetic opioids like fentanyl are trying to make markets elsewhere. So the more we can learn about how a city like Denver is being affected in dealing with the problem at a local level, the better we'll be able to share that with countries around the world.
Secretary Blinken also met with mayors from Ecuador, Canada, and some in the U.S. to discuss the surge of fentanyl.
Much of the fentanyl that's coming into the United States starts halfway around the world with perfectly legal chemicals that may be produced in one country, then sent somewhere else, including to Mexico, and diverted into illegal use.
Which is why cooperating with countries around the world is key to preventing that diversion.
But if we're not working at every single one of these levels, we're not going to solve the problem.
Now, Secretary Blinken applauds Denver for their efforts in this ongoing fentanyl crisis, from early detection to law enforcement officials. But he also says that building partnerships with international leaders is key to getting ahead of this problem. Live in Denver, Jasmine Arenas covering Colorado First.
Jasmine, thank you. We know that is a